Looking for a meaningful way towards truth and reconciliation, best-selling author David A. Robertson has written a year's worth of suggestions. He joins us now with 52 ways to reconcile, how to walk with Indigenous peoples on the path to healing. He joins us from Etobicoke this morning. Thank you so much for writing this book. It is such, you describe it in your introduction as being an activity book, and it is so helpful.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So what made you kind of decide to write this?
Well, I think it came from just 15 years worth of work. I started writing professionally in 2010. My focus was on reconciliation, but mostly on residential school history. And then over the course of 15 years, writing the books that I have and mostly traveling across this country from coast to coast to coast, talking to Canadians, talking to kids, talking to teachers, developing my own sense of what reconciliation is and what it can be, and what other people wanted to know or what their ideas for it was. Eventually it seemed like it was the next logical step for me to write it all down into a book and to give people just a starting point to go on this path, because a lot of people want to walk the path and maybe aren't quite sure where they can begin from. Mm-hmm.
And you have one of the most meaningful bits in this book for me was going to a powwow. I've always wanted to go to one, but I've always kind of felt like, am I supposed to be there? And what do I do? I'm afraid of making mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, so the first thing there is this is such a relatively new thing, you know, reconciliation. We've been doing it actively for maybe about 10 years or so. And there's a lot of fear of making a mistake, and it prevents people sometimes from doing things or going places. And I wanted people to know that it's okay to make mistakes. I mean, I make mistakes every day. And the whole part of the journey is learning from those mistakes and doing it better the next time, and always continually to improve and to be more effective on the things that we need to do to walk together in a good way. And so that shouldn't hold anybody back. And for going to a powwow, I mean, anybody's welcome. And you can just follow what other people are doing. There are things you can and can't do, but they're not really limited. But it's a beautiful display of culture, and it's a beautiful display of community. And anybody would be really, I think, better off seeing this beautiful tradition, this beautiful ceremony.
You have another tip in there, or another way of ways to reconcile is starting an Indigenous book club. And you have one title in specific that you want people to start with. It's Starlight by Richard Wagamese, the late Richard Wagamese. Such a fabulous writer. Why this book to start?
Well, first of all, Richard Wagamese is one of our iconic, first of all, just writers generally, but he's someone as an Indigenous writer who opened doorways for so many other people to do the work that they do today, including myself. And I've been really blessed over the years to work with Richard posthumously on some other work that he's done, coming out with my imprint, Swiftwater Books. And so Starlight is this great book that is about a journey to identity, a journey of self-discovery. It's, you know, obviously one of the last works he ever did. And it's just a beautiful book where you can get into the life of somebody else, walk in their shoes, and feel what their experience is like. And that's the empathy part of this growth and learning that we have on the journey that we're walking. Empathy is such an important part of it, because we get to understand what other people's lives are like. And that, I think that hopefully motivates people to take action. And so this book is a great starting point. It's a great book, and there's many other Indigenous literatures out there that we can and should be reading. Mm-hmm. But this one in particular is special to me, so I put that one down there as a starting point.
And then you have another way of like starting another book club or choosing another title in there.
Books.
and it's so great that we have like a wealth of great Indigenous writers, fiction, nonfiction, children's books, all kinds of things, poetry.
Yeah, I mean, so a friend of mine, Richard Van Camp, he will tell you that this is like a renaissance now of Indigenous literature that we're in Canada today. There are so many books by so many writers, Cherie Demeline, Eden Robertson, Katharina Vermette, I mean, Money Grace Smith, the list goes on and on and on. And so if you want to start with a book, and it's always a great place to start because books are, from Indigenous writers, the truth part of reconciliation. You can look not very hard. You can find literature out there that addresses any number of topics that are relevant to reconciliation, whether it's celebration of culture or whether it is a really stark look at the history of this colonial country.
Okay. We've run out of time, but we want to make sure that people get 52 Ways to Reconcile by David A. Robertson. David, thank you. Always a pleasure speaking with you. Great book, great tips in there.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.